and welcome back to another video with myself, Gingerbexxi. So we are now getting towards the end of the year, and at the end of the year you start to think, what have I done with my year? One thing that I felt that I didn't do enough of this year was watch some more anime. A lot of my videos will mention anime at some point, whether it's I'm talking about a specific show that I've just watched, whether I'm talking about a show I've watched in the past, whether I'm talking about a show that's relative to a drawing that I'm doing, whether it is an anime speed drawing that you're seeing. Quite a lot of my videos do have anime mentions in them. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to go back and see what shows I have watched this year and rank them. So I now have a handy tier list for me to go and have a look at some of the anime I've watched this year. Now, you'll note that there's not that many. There's actually only 13, which averages to about one a bit a month, which honestly, yeah, not great for someone who loves anime. However, this year I have been really busy trying to set up the whole YouTube channel, also set up Twitch and everything like that, so I've not had a lot of time to actually focus on watching anime. So let's just jump straight into the list, shall we? So you'll probably recognise some of these, and there's some of these I have actually made full videos for, so I'm not going to talk too much about those ones, but let's just go through the list. First of all, we have I Am in Love with the Villainous. Now, this show was part of my attempt at getting one of my friends who is gay into anime. She'd asked me about your anime, and honestly, I wasn't too sure. Before this one, I had watched one. So I decided to go and have a little watch through them, and I did a whole video on this one. I really enjoyed this show. I think the fact that, number one, it was the first number one, it was the first Yuri anime that I had watched, and it kind of kickstarted my journey into Yuri. For I'm in Love with the Villainous, the story was pretty good. Wasn't massively keen on the kind of the love dynamic, but it was a fun story. It had a little bit of intrigue, it had a little bit of fantasy, it was pretty damn good. I think I'm going to put this one into A tier. So that was that one. Solo Leveling. This is a show that I actually didn't think I would enjoy. When I saw the title, I kind of thought, is this going to be another Sword Art Online? I'm glad to say that it wasn't. Solo Leveling was actually a pretty interesting show. It had a really interesting start to it, and since was it episode 1 or 2 that happened? I can't remember. I think it was like over 2 episodes. But after the first main event, which I'm not going to spoil of course, the show went down like not a different path, but it went down a path that I wasn't really expecting. And I really enjoyed firstly, this show I watched when I was on a plane. I watched this one when I went down to London. I was able to really concentrate on this. There's a lot of shows where I watch in the background and I'm just like, what was that show about? I can't remember. This one I did actually watch, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I had actually been tempted to go on and read the manga, but I thought, no, this is going to get another season. I have been kind of waiting for season 2 to come out, and I know it's coming out in the early 2025, and I will be tuning in to watch it because I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. The one kind of downside ish that I would say about this one is that although it did surprise me where it was going, and it was a story I hadn't heard 1,000,001 times before, it is still a guy who's weak, who goes into a dungeon and is really strong for some bizarre mental reason. So I think what I'm going to put this one in is a B tier. The next, which might shock a few people, is I had not watched ReZero before. ReZero for me looked, on the face of it, just another kind of fantasy romance that ends up in a harem, because you see all the screenshots and things, and you see Rem, and you see Amelia, and you see there's just so many characters in it that are like, you know, is this gonna be another fucking harem? And I was sitting one night and I thought, I've not got anything to do, I've not got anything to watch, and I'd seen someone do fan art of Rem, and I was like, do you know what, I'm going to go and watch it. And I watched episode 1 and I was like, wait, what? This one really surprised me. ReZero went from being in my head like a fantasy romance harem to what the fuck? I did not expect the dark side of this one. I thoroughly enjoyed watching season 1, which season 1 was like 13 episodes that were all about 50 minutes long. I don't know if I like that because I quite like the shorter episodes in anime. The reason that I got into anime was because they were shorter episodes. I could tune into an episode when I had a quick break and then, you know, continue and do other stuff. And it was always quite good to fill time with those short episodes. So that I didn't like. However, the actual show, brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. The music was awesome. So I am going to put ReZero in S. The next one is another one that actually surprised me but also didn't surprise me. Konosuba. So I hadn't watched Konosuba, and the reason I hadn't watched it is because I couldn't be fucked with one of the kind of comedy romances. Again, I didn't know anything about it. I had just went on the assumptions from seeing the artwork, seeing the fan art from it, seeing like conversations online and things. But I just took what I had seen online and condensed it into I don't want to watch this. I saw some fan art of Darkness and I thought, ooh, well, that looks pretty cool actually. The amount of times that I've seen fan art and that is actually what's made me watch an anime is just like amazing. I mean, the drawing that this person done of Darkness is just absolutely incredible. So I watched it as the whole point of that story. And it's a comedy. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. It was funny. It was unserious. It was the type of show that I watched 2 episodes during my lunch every day, and it was just fun. It was one of those shows that it surprised me that I actually really did enjoy it. The characters were really charming. There was some like innuendos, which that is like totally up my street type of jokes. Love an innuendo. And that character that Patrick Seitz voiced, he was so funny. I loved that night. Stop exploding my castle. So yeah, comedy wise, it was pretty funny. It was a thoroughly good show. I did enjoy it. I'm going to put it in B tier. Next one up is Kaiju number 8. So the show itself is, again, it has a kind of samey, it goes kind of towards Solo Leveling. So what I thought about this was, number 1, we have a main character who is weak. We have everyone around them that is not weak. We have a big event that makes said character a little bit not weak, and it's kind of samey in that way. However, I actually really enjoyed Kaiju number 8. It was one of those shows that's like, why did I even watch it? Like, it wasn't on my radar. I was just scrolling Crunchyroll one day and I was like, ooh, I like kaiju. So I decided to watch it, and I'm really, really glad that I did, because I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. It was really fun. It was another one of those like unserious, I'm going to sit down and watch it and I'm just going to like it. And I did. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I would quite like to see another season of it because it was fun. It had a charm to it. Although the story was the story's not like groundbreaking at all. It's a decent story. It's got decent characters. It's got decent music. Banger of an opening. So I'm probably going to put Kaiju number 8 at A. So the next one, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yes, I hadn't seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure until this year. Why? Because, everyone hears everything about JoJo's. You hear about how crazy the characters are, how crazy the art. I mean, you see some of the screenshots from it and you're like, the fuck? One of the main reasons I actually really enjoyed this was the art style, actually, because it's such a different art style. When you're actually watching the show, a lot of the animation is very, very samey until you get to like the fight scenes and stuff, and you're just like, wow, it's so good. This show, honestly, this year, because of like other stuff I had been kind of watching, which I'll get onto shortly, I had been kind of down on some anime, and I was just like, but this reinvigorated my love for anime. So for that and every other fucking reason, because it's just incredible, and I created this whole section just for this one show, S+. I mean, I actually would prefer that to be S+++++++. Next up, Jujutsu Kaisen. I've already talked about Jujutsu Kaisen on the channel, and I was really, really harsh about it at first. So Jujutsu Kaisen, I watched kind of off the back of catching up with Demon Slayer. I watched it off the back of catching up with fucking My Hero, with just all the shonen shows that I'm just done with. Like at that time anyway, I was completely done with shonen as it was. Then I watched Jujutsu Kaisen, and you know what? It was fine, but it was one of those shows that when I watched it, I was like, is this what everyone is banging on about? So I mean, I watched season 1 and it was fine. Like, you know what? It had a decent storyline. You've got a guy who, again, was like kind of not strong, and he suddenly got strong because of an event that happened, and then shit went down. It was interesting. It did have a little bit more of a twist to that kind of weak character gets strong part. The main character is really strange. Like, I don't even know how to explain the main character. It just seems like he doesn't give a fuck about anything. Yeah, I watched season 1, wasn't all that massive, it was fine. And then I watched season 2, and the start of season 2, phenomenal. I absolutely loved those first, like, however many episodes it was that was all about the Gojo and Geto's past. I really thoroughly enjoyed that, and actually it made me really thoroughly enjoy Geto more than really a lot of the other characters and his background of why is he here now and he was there before. So I really thoroughly enjoyed that. It actually made me want to go ahead and draw him as well, which I did. It was really interesting. But anyway, I watched those episodes, I really enjoyed them, and then I went on and watched the rest of season 2, and it was another one of those, like, it's just another fucking shonen. Anyway, I feel like I've went on a bit of a rant about this. I might have even cut some of this out because I've done so much. So, Jujutsu Kaisen, for me, the show was fine. Now, I've ranted a little bit about the fact that it had these shonen aspects that I did not like. It had these deaths that I did not like. But I also think that that is my personal grievance on it. And one of those being that I had already fallen out of shonen when I watched this. And I shouldn't have watched this whilst I had fallen out of shonen. That is on me for that part. But I can't bring myself to give it too much. I'm going to have to put it in C. I think it's C for me. Low B. Chainsaw Man. Now, Chainsaw Man was one of the shows that I don't know, I kind of instantly fell in love with it. It was really fucking good. Did I not think? I don't know what I thought I was going into. I knew I was going into a show that has been known to be kind of crazy. And I'd seen some, that's why I watched it actually. I'd been on Twitter and I'd seen some like screenshots of manga panels, and it was just this girl with cum on her hand. I was like, what? So yeah, I went and watched it because of this cum hand. That part you don't actually see in the anime. I don't know when that's going to be coming, but I'm just that's funny because cum. I don't know when that'll be, but I actually quite thoroughly enjoyed this. I like Vegeta. Very cute little demon dog. Demon dog. He's not even a fucking dog. He's a demon dog. Okay. Episode 1 happens, and I did quite like how they introduced the demons and how they introduced how he got into the situation that he's in. I did like how they introduced his character. I did like how they introduced the demons in this as well, and it was very much like, I don't know why I like this so much. When you look at some of these manga panels from Chainsaw Man, it is just like, it's incredible how this person has drawn these. I can't wait to find out what happens next. I did find it really funny that his whole drive is to touch boobs and get laid. I did find that real funny. And from the panels and the cum hand, I assume he does. However, it was a good show. There was that really gross scene, episode 7, and I remember my sister talked about, like, she was watching it and I was like, just shut your eyes at episode 7. It's real gross. But I did really enjoy Chainsaw Man. It's something that I want to watch more of. I kind of want to actually read the manga for this because it was so pretty. It was so pretty. The art was incredible for this, so I really do want to watch more of this, maybe read some more of it. I am going to put this one, Chainsaw Man's going an S. The next one is Bloom Into You. This is another one that I did an entire episode on in my channel, so please go check that out if you haven't seen it already. I'm going to put Bloom Into You in A, because I did enjoy it. B. A. The next one is Adachi and Shimamura. This had a really interesting love dynamic. It was much of a like love versus obsession type of deal, and I thought that was really interesting. It was one of the shows that I actually went and read the manga after it. Like, I got right up to date of where it was, and I'm still desperately waiting for the next one to come out because I did really enjoy this one. It did have a little bit of the obsession part of it, and it did kind of talk about it in the manga, which I really enjoyed. I'm not going to like go too far into this one either because I did do another whole video on that one. But for Adachi and Shimamura, I am going to put it, it's also going in A, but I'm going to put it above Bloom Into You. I'm putting Bloomin' Two down to B. The next one is Freerun. So Freerun was one that I didn't really know what to expect. When I actually sat down to watch it, like all I had heard about it was that it had overtaken Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on Mal, and I was like, so of course that's what really made me want to actually watch more of it, was what made it be so good that it overtook Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because I've always believed that Full Metal Alchemist, well, Brotherhood anyway, is like a very amazingly well-rounded show. So when I saw that Freerun had overtook it, I was like, why is it so good? And then I saw that Sakimi-chan, who is pretty much one of my favourite artists because they're just fucking incredible and they do amazing and they do some dirty drawings which are fucking awesome too. And I saw those drawings and I was like, I'm watching it. Not the dirty ones, but like just she did really, really good art of them. So I went and watched it, and you know what? It was a good show. It was a good slice of life fantasy show that follows Freerun, and it is good. It's charming. It's pretty. I mean, I would say I really, really enjoyed the animation. The art style was really, really pretty. The music was really good. The story was pretty sweet. So it's definitely something that I thought I'm going to watch more of this when I get a chance to. But it's a good show. I enjoyed it. It was good. I will probably watch the next one when it comes out. It was just one of those kind of feel good, nice anime. So I'm going to put it in B. So the last two that are here because I've started watching them. I haven't watched all of them, like all the episodes. So the last two that are here are only from what I've seen so far, this is what I think, and I'll probably update this once I actually finish watching them. First one being Dead Man Wonderland. I have still only watched episode 1. I watched episode 1 about a couple of weeks ago. I've just never had a chance to actually come back and watch the rest of it. I really want to though, because the first episode was like really, really interesting. It was violent. It was very violent. I'm so intrigued about the world. I've read that this show had to be like cancelled basically because it was too violent for people, and I'm like, yay! So I actually think I might have watched the second episode. Can't remember. I really thoroughly enjoyed it though. So this one for episode 1 and I think episode 2, this is going in like here in S because it was fantastic. It was really, really thoroughly good. It was so good. So I am going to watch the rest of that. The last one being Gingerbexxi was one of those shows that I just sat down and I was like, this is only 3 episodes. Yeah, I'm going to watch this. What the fuck? And then I watched the 3 episodes and I was like, oh, it's still coming out. And I've just never went back and actually watched the rest of the show. Now, that was in like February. It is a show that I do want to go back and watch because it was so interesting and it was funny and it was just, I don't know, it had a charm to it, and I'm gonna watch it. Like, I will watch the rest of it. It was quite funny. But yeah, I've just watched the rest of it yet because I've had so much other stuff to do this year, so much other shows that I wanted to watch before this one. The only reason that I picked it up at the time was because I thought it was only 3 episodes and I've just never had a chance to go back and watch it. However, from what I've seen so far, I'm going to put this about here in A, because it was good, it was funny, it had a charm to it. Let's go for B actually. I am going to watch it again. Like, I'll watch the rest of it. This is a really top heavy list. However, I am actually kind of happy for where these are. I've not watched all that much shows this year. I will hopefully be watching more next year. I do plan on watching more before the end of the year as well. I'm off for the last 2 weeks of the year, so I will probably, it's like the last week, first week of 2025, so I will probably watch more in that time because I'll have more time to actually do it. I went for a few years of having a very anime light couple of years. A lot of stuff started clearing up for me this year, and that's when I got back into anime, and I've really thoroughly enjoyed being back into it. So I haven't watched that many, but the ones I've watched, this is where I will put them on the list, and we will come back this time next year and we'll see kind of if I stuck to my thought of I'm going to watch more anime next year. I hope you enjoy my opinions on these shows. Let me know if there's any of these shows that you just think is in the completely wrong place. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this down. This one has been bugging me. There we go. It's where it belongs now. Let me know what you think of my list below. But if you like this video, remember to hit the like button below and subscribe for more, because I post every week. I also stream every Wednesday and Saturday. My Wednesday streams are my art streams and my Saturday streams are my gaming streams. I also have an anniversary stream, which from when this video has been posted, it is tomorrow. tomorrow, Saturday the 21st of December, I will be streaming my 1 year on Twitch and my 1 year of really posting more regularly and getting really quite into YouTube, because I've done this for a few years and this is the first year that I've actually really concentrated on it. So if you want to come hang out, meet me there, whether it's on YouTube or on the streams. I look forward to seeing you there, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!